Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Get the Scoop on all that's new. Please take your seats and give a round of applause for exclusive Black Status presenter, Ella Whittaker.
I'm doing great.
You ready?
I'm doing fantastic. I think everyone's ready here, right? So, hello everyone. Now, who is fired right up? Right? So I did this class on Thursday. Now everything's out, right? There's no secret. I get to talk about it. Right? And how an incredible couple days that we've had. I don't know, it's actually quite emotional. I can actually cry at a drop of a dime since working with Younique. Who feels the same way? Yes. So the last couple of days, every time we come to these conventions, it's so much excitement, so much sisterhood, but it's just as much a blessing to be here with all of you and feel the exact same way. I know all of you feel that way. Who feels that way? Who's ready to learn about the skincare though? And who tried it? Alright, so wait until you keep on using it. It's going to make a huge difference. So again, my name is Ella Whittaker, and I'm actually coming up on my 2nd year anniversary as a Black Status next month. Thank you. I was born in Poland, raised in Canada. Any Canadians out there? Hey? Hey? And I just moved to Houston, Texas, approximately a year and a half ago, right? Now, I'm just multicultural everywhere, right? And actually, my background has been in business, fashion, and cosmetics. Previously to Younique, I was in corporate sales. And I was also a professional makeup artist. And now I have Younique. Isn't that wonderful? So, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to go through here today, right? So you heard a little bit about the skincare. And what Jesse's going to go through is, of course, the ingredients and all that great stuff. But what we want you to do and take away today is to feel comfortable with talking to your customers, knowing what it feels like, and many of you have used the product. So I'm just going to reiterate a little bit of what I've been doing for the last 3.5 weeks because I've been using it, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. How do we like the look of the packaging? You know, this is so fun for me. This is really, it's, I love being with you, the presenters. It's so much fun to talk about product. That's obviously something that I'm passionate about, and to be here with Ella is an absolute pleasure. I was telling her we did this class Thursday, and she's so dynamic, and it's so fun to be on stage with her and to be able to present and to hear and feel her passion. You guys lucked out to be in this class with her. She does a really, really good job. I think you knew that already. What I would like to do is to give you an overview of really what guided us in the creation of the line, why we put the Royalty skincare product line together, and then just highlight a few features and benefits on each product, and let Ella really tell you about the benefits and why you need them. And I do that. I don't want to gloss over it and move through it too quickly. And I'm happy to answer any questions afterwards. So we won't take questions during the class, but afterwards, feel free to come up and we can talk about anything. The information also, as far as product-specific information, most of you have already seen it. It's already available on your website, and you can get to the product story page, and there's a fact sheet. You can get a lot of the information. But as far as the product itself and what we were thinking, what guided us in the creation of the line, right? We look at skin health and skin aging and look at really what is it that impacts the health of the skin. And there's a couple of things that guided us. First, we looked at both the physical changes and biomechanical changes that occur in the skin with skin health and skin aging, right? Those physical changes, those are the obvious ones. Those are the ones that we can see, right? The wrinkles, the sagging skin, the loss of firmness, the loss of fat, which in this case is a bad thing, right? Because it accentuates the wrinkles. The color changes, the unevenness, the dull and dingy color in skin. All of those things that you think of with aging, right? So those are the signs. But then there's the biomechanical things, what's happening under the skin, which is really a reduction of all the good stuff. Everything that you want that's diminishing. So collagen and elastin is being reduced. Lipid production is slowing down. Blood flow is slowing down, so nutrients don't get to the skin as quickly or as efficiently, I guess I should say. Cell turnover doesn't happen as quickly, and so the skin just doesn't regenerate as quick as it should. So those are the things that really we need to address. And then there's the actual aging process itself. When we talk about aging, we usually think of two things: intrinsic, so what's happening inside, and extrinsic. Now, intrinsic aging, I hate to tell you, but you're genetically predisposed to age. It's part of who you are, right? You're going to get older. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who said that. Okay, so everyone except this right here is going to age. Yeah, it's part of who you are, right? You're just going to get older. The good thing about it is it really, intrinsic aging or chronological aging, it only makes up about 10% of the aging process. And it doesn't start until about the age of 60. The aging that we need to concern ourselves about is extrinsic aging or lifestyle aging, right? Or photo aging. Everything that's outside, right? The environmental factors and everything else are choices that lead to aging and the signs of aging. Right? So some of those environmental factors, obviously stress, psychological, physiological stress, but smoking, drinking, even medicine, right, can impact our skin and how it looks. Obviously the sun is going to impact, right? And so for a skincare product line to work and to work effectively, we really need to look at a couple of things. We need to address those biomechanical changes, all the good stuff that's slowing down, and then we need to address the extrinsic factors, right, and offset them. Those lifestyle choices, we need to do something that's going to offset those choices and then address all the stuff that's slowing down. If we can do that, well, then we've got a skincare line that will impact and meet the needs of a very young consumer that's looking to prevent the signs of aging. We can address the needs of a more seasoned consumer that's already entered those chronological stages of aging, and everybody in between. And that's exactly what we did with royalty, right? We looked at those needs and we picked out ingredients and put together formulas that met those needs. And we did so based on the philosophy of nurture, protect, and restore. We need to nurture the skin. We need to do everything we can to protect it from certain issues, and then we need to restore it. So when I talk about nurture, I'm talking about ingredients that specifically address cell metabolism and cell energy and hydration, right? To truly nurture and bring nutrients to the skin. With protect, right, and that pillar of the philosophy, we're talking about protect it from the environmental factors that cause that lifestyle of photoaging, right? So sun and UV, or UV damage, pollution, water loss, a decrease in the barrier of the skin. And then finally, restore is restoring those, the signs that are already there, right? So helping to rebuild the dermal and epidermal junction, right? So the skin, so the collagen is replaced. Improving moisture loss or improving the barrier of the skin so it holds the good things in and keeps the bad things out, and providing just a better barrier, right? So that's the foundation. That's what we looked at as we started to piece together and put together the line and put together the formulas. And now we need to talk about each product individually, really, and then what you can expect, or what the features are, but more importantly, what you can expect to get from each of the products.
All right, everyone, you're going to want to get out your phones and take a picture of this. So, going back, and when you're going to bed each night, one day that you go to bed with your makeup, you actually age 7 times faster. Does anyone know that? Okay. So, what you're going to do is, you've tried the products. You probably have, right? So, what I'd love for you to do is take away and take this quote, go on social media, and let's tease our customers just a little bit. Let's create some hype with these products, okay? These products are not coming out until September. So what you want to do is drive your business towards that time frame. But you want to create some anticipation. So why don't you create and put this post up as an actual post? And say, did you know this? Drop the mic. Did you know this? And if women don't know, they'll be commenting, they may like it. This is who you're going to contact and do a private message with. And say, girl, did you know? Did you know that? I didn't know that, right? Carry that conversation and create some anticipation with your customers. That's really going to drive your business and really going to help throughout this time frame. So who's going to do this? Who's going to do this? Put this on your Facebook wall, create some anticipation. This way that you're not actually throwing out there, but you're actually creating that relationship that we always talk about, right? Create that relationship and lead into the skincare. So I want to talk a little bit about myself in regards to my skin. Since the age of 12 or 13, I actually suffer from severe acne. You may not notice that now, but it was really bad. And I don't know if anyone knows any drugs called Accutane. Okay, I was on that 3 times and still didn't help me. So I took many different oral medications, topical also, and throughout my whole adolescence, I had no confidence. I literally cried myself to sleep and wondered why me. You know, kids can be really cruel. And I literally walked the halls of school, like elementary school and high school, with my hair in my face. And I grew a love for makeup quite early on because I wanted to hide behind what I was going through. Well, that condition really did lead up all the way to my 30s. So, age of 30, in my 20s, I still had problematic skin. And throughout my adolescence, it was more of, the growing pains, going through all those things. I did holistic, I did Western, I did acupuncture, I did anything that would help me. And, when I got into college and I was getting my education and what we're learning about today, I was the girl that, we all hung out in the dorm, all my girlfriends are washing their face at night in the communal bathrooms, right? And there's me like, whatever, I'll just go to sleep with my makeup on. Who has done that before, right? Studying, going out, or whatever, and I'm like, I'll just leave it, right? That's what I used to do. And then in my 20s, instead of making it better, I was using skincare here and there, but I was not habitual. I wasn't doing it every single day. And that's why I had problematic skin. I had customers and clientele that would sit in front of me and I would ask them, oh, do you use any skincare? What do you use? Their face could be a little bit dry. And they would tell me yes or no. And I would be actually telling them to use skincare. Meanwhile, I wasn't even doing it. I was talking the talk, but I wasn't walking the walk. So it wasn't until, the age of 30 that I'm like, uh-oh. Those birthdays where you cry? Okay, so mine was 30. Anyone have that age, around that age group? Okay, literally cried. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'll snap. I've tried many different skincares. I've tried everything because I had that problematic skin. I've literally tried every single skincare. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I really need something really good to help me with anti-aging, just to do the preventative. And that's when I really started looking at it. Sherry talks about how she was really using That was not me, okay? And even until a couple of years ago, I've got a 3-year-old son, right? And when I had him, and even still to this day, how many mothers out there are so tired, you're feeding your son or whatever, babies, you know, children, you're running around, and you're going to sleep by not washing your face, not putting any skincare on at night, or not washing your face in the morning and running out the door because you got to take your kids to school. Who goes through that? Right? Everyone. But we really do need to make this a habit and start early. So all of your customers are going to be your target market. Makeup is makeup, but skincare, everyone's going to use it. Please agree with me on that one, right? Okay, so guess what? We're going to be rich. So what I really do want to tell everyone here is, you know, this skincare is really life-changing for me. I did try all of the products, and I've been using it for 3.5 weeks. Wow, the difference. And I'm being sincere when I say this. Like I'm not really trying to talk you up about it. Really, the skincare is fantastic. And so we're going to go a little bit into this also. But let's talk about features. Okay, features tell, benefits sell. So ingredients. How many of you really ramble about what all the products include and overtalk sometimes and give information to your customers, and your customers are sitting there like completely blank faced? Like information overload, right? Well, you can talk about features all day long, but you don't have to be Mutar or Jesse to know products inside and out. Yes, we need to be educated, okay? But if they really want to know really in-depth information about ingredients, because we have those great people who really want to know what's in everything, right? Send them to your website. That is okay. You know why? Because they're going to your website and they're taking a look at it. They can overview of any of the products. You don't have to be knowing every single detail of it. What's important here is the benefits. When you're talking to someone, especially a customer, what you can easily say to them is, oh my God, you're going to love this cleanser because it's going to get deep into your pores. You're going to feel an absolute glow after a couple of days, and you're going to feel beautiful. Well, that person is listening and like, okay, she's talking to me, not at me. She's telling me what the benefit, how I'm going to feel with it. And guess what, ladies? Women are emotional buyers. Who believes this? Okay? They are emotional buyers. Okay? It's true. Now, men are more realists and women purchase on emotion. So always say, you know, you're going to feel gorgeous. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel beautiful. Okay? In those sentences. And talk to her. Have this conversation. Tell her what the benefits are. It's going to help you, you know, with fine lines, anti-aging. This is the anti-aging package, you know, skincare. It's going to help you. And we're going to go into a little bit of details in like a consultation, so then you can speak with them and give them the benefits, because you're going to be asking them questions. You're not going to tell. Who's heard about, you know, vomiting, like word vomit everywhere, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to talk to them and talk about the benefits, because they want to know why they need the product. They need to know why they need the product.
All right, let's jump into the cleansers. And we'll go through the 3 cleansers that make up the line, and then Ella can tell you a little bit about her experience with them. First is the Moisture Boosting Gentle Cleanser. Here's what I want you to know about it. Right? It's formulated for normal to dry skin. There are, in the formula itself, a couple of different natural oils: baobab oil, sunflower seed oil, coconut oil, and pomegranate sterols. What those are there for is to condition and hydrate the skin. It also contains a white birch extract that helps calm sensitive skin. And then it also includes a number of omega fatty acids, vitamins A, D, E, and F, that help offset free radical damage. Right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful cleanser. Next is the Pore Purifying Cleanser. This one's formulated for combination or normal to oily skin. What you need to know about the Pore Purifying Cleanser, right? There's natural jojoba beads that gently exfoliate the skin, right? To remove dead skin cells, impurities, and pollutants from the day. The plant extracts, that's willow birch extract, which is a natural source of salicylic acid that helps reduce sebum levels in oil. And then finally, it also has the pomegranate sterols that create a natural barrier on the skin to protect it from free radical damage. And then the other cleanser or cleaning product in the line is the Shine Cleansing Cloths, which you're already familiar with. The only difference is that we've renamed it to make it apply better to how the product is being used, right? So same exact formula, same packaging, although a different color, so it lines up better with the line. But the same grade, it's jojoba, there's sunflower, rosemary is in the formula to remove excess oil, and vitamin E to counteract free radicals. So very, again, a wonderful product. In my opinion, right, Shine is skincare in a cloth. Right? It's not just a cleansing product, it is skincare in a cloth from all the benefits that are provided from it.
So I'd love to stay on that one slide in regards to the cleansing cloths.
What
So,
is the cost?
this one, yeah. So the cleansing cloths, you're going to need something to take off your makeup, okay? So those makeup wearers that you know you have customers that wear that makeup, they really need this cleansing cloths, and I'll tell you why. So before cleansing cloths and wipes, I really didn't use them before, I was cleansing my face twice. I would cleanse my face first to take off all my makeup, and then I would clean it twice in order to get down into the dirt and all the things that, you know, the environment and everything. So really good cleansing. So when I washed it the first time, you would see the makeup come off, right? So I didn't get everything off. So the cleansing wipes should be used. So when your customers are talking about cosmetics and everything and the makeup, we really want to use something to take that off. And I will give you another point here. A lot of the makeup wipes that you see in the drugstores, you know, like, we're not going to name drugstores, but you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people say to me, for the $10 wipes that they have, they're like, oh, mine are fine. But guess what? A lot of them contain alcohol. So what that does is just strips away all the oils from your skin and makes it drier. This product puts the oils back in while cleaning your face. So there is a difference out there. And you're going to see most of the wipes do contain alcohol. So that's the difference. We're nourishing the skin with these wipes. Same time. So in regards to the cleansers, so can we go to that first cleanser? So the moisture one. So this one's going to be obviously from dry to normal, okay? And all you use is just a small amount. I like to damp my face first and make sure that it's a little bit wet so it can go all over my face. And then definitely use it. You know, there's really no scent to it. It has a fantastic feel. And what I've been using this one for is, because I had all the products, I was using this one in the morning. It's a little bit more gentle, but I will tell you this, that my skin is actually a combination. I'm very, very oily in the summer, and in the winter, I can be a little bit more on the dry side. So normally, I wouldn't use this. This would be for more sensitive skin types, okay? And so this one is more gentle. It is quite soothing. I really like it because it is very gentle. But I have been using it in the morning, and I absolutely love it. So don't steer away your customers from any type of cleanser, okay? Because they may have an actual preference too, right? Even though they might be a certain skin type. So for the second one, honestly, this is one of my favorites because I like exfoliators. I really like, who loves exfoliators? Right? So this one has, who's tried this one? A lot of people, right? So it doesn't have so much grainy feel to it where it feels like it's completely scratching your entire face, right? You've probably tried those before. And this one has enough beads to do that cleansing, and it is a little bit deeper, and the beads are not plastic. Woo! Right? Which has been a concern in the industry lately. So these are fine, okay? And so if you want a little bit of deeper, but this is also from normal to oily, okay? So this also small amount, and I've been using this one at night. So I'll use my makeup wipe, right? And I'll use this at night to get a little bit deeper, but I like exfoliators. So that's what I've been using it for. Now, what you're going to be asking your customers, okay, in regards to referring to to the products and everything. It's going to be like a consultation. Who does makeup consultations right now? Like just asking them what they're wearing and everything. Okay, so this is going to come natural to you. Guess what? You have customers now. You're going to now ask them what skincare line they use. What do they use? What is their regime? You know, what are they using all the time? So, what are you using to remove your makeup? Cleansers are going to be what you're going to be talking about. This is going to be the leading questions into this. What are you using to clean your skin? What cleansers? Okay? And they will tell you what brand they're using for whatever skin type. Now, ask what skin type. Does anyone know how to figure out skin type? No one? It's going to be very simple. So simple. Okay? Now, most people will know if they're really dry or really oily. How many people know if they're oily or dry? Okay, so those people who really know if they're really dry, because everything kind of soaks up, or they see a little bit of texture in their skin when they put a foundation on. And that's another thing. I always had people who were trying the cosmetics, and they're saying that their foundation might not look as best, and it's because of the skin care that they're using. They might not be using any, or they're not using the right one to balance their skin. So I always said, what skincare are they using? It does make a difference. So for skin type, they will know whether they're really dry or really oily. I know that. Now for the people who are in between, they will probably be your normal combination. And the way to find out if they're oily or dry, or if people who have no clue, you can easily say this. In the morning, if you're putting on makeup or just washing your face, are you oily by, if it's 8 o'clock, by 10 to 12? That's me. A couple hours, you see shine on my face, okay? That's oily, okay? Even 12 to 4, if they have a little bit of oil, they would normally be a little bit of oil. Now, skin produces oil naturally. You still want a little bit of oil on your skin. That's what we should be having. But excessive oil would be oily. Now, if they're fine from like 4 to the evening, then they're definitely normal. Does that make sense? And you can easily ask that. As a makeup artist, we used to do those blotting, you know, those blotters, and you would be able to tell that way. But the easy way to do that is just ask them, say, you know, by the afternoon, how's your face? And do you see any sheen? Do you have to put a little bit of powder on there? And they say, oh yeah, my skin is like really oily by that point, then you'll know. You'll know by that point. So it's very, very simple. It's not going to be hard.
How about the mask? All right. Great pictures, by the way. So much fun to see them last night, or this morning, I guess. This was this morning when I was looking at Facebook. A couple of things to know about the mask. Most importantly, oxygen, right? It oxygenates the skin. And that is the most, in my opinion, the most critical thing, or the most important thing, because it's such a necessity, right? It's such a benefit. Second thing that I think is important to understand or know about the mask is the bamboo charcoal, which one is where its color comes from, and also its texture. Right? But that bamboo charcoal helps soak up impurities and environmental pollutants, right? So it helps to clean up the skin. And then finally, there is an ingredient in the formula that is it's a stable form of vitamin A, right? So you get all the benefits of retinol without any of the irritation.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, look up retinol and what it does for your skin. Right? It's fantastic. That's what I think is most important. Now, how about the experience with it?
So, okay, who's used it? Okay. So my experience with it, my first experience, so Sherry and I were the only ones that really could talk to each other because we can obviously say anything. And keeping this a secret, mind you, is really, really hard for me because at Christmas time, I'm the type of person that will buy people gifts and I will tell them before I actually give it to them. Okay, so it was really hard, but I have to give myself a pat on the back, for sure. Now, when I first tried this, I took all the products and just it came in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm waiting till the evening. Son's in bed, my husband's probably watching TV. I went to go take a bubble bath, took a glass of wine, and I'm sitting there sitting pretty, putting on everything. And as soon as the mask, as soon as I put it on, I took a picture and sent it to Sherry. It was hilarious. It was absolutely fantastic. But my experience with it, the first shot, as many of you probably experienced yourself, is as soon as
diminishes the appearance of the pore size and balances the oil, and it also, what else is it going to do? Mattifies the skin. And finally, the time correcting night cream.
So excited for that.
3 things I want you to know about this product. 4 things, never mind. 4 things I want you to know about the product. The texture is fantastic. And Ella can talk a little bit to the sensorial experience of the cream itself and the way it absorbs into the skin so that when you wake up in the morning, it's not still sitting on your face. The other 3 things that I want you to know about, a couple of key things. Whey protein that's in there that has some tremendous benefits to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. That same stable derivative of vitamin A that I talked about with the mask is also in the night cream. And then finally, the ingredient that Melanie talked about from the stage during the launch with the instant lifting serum, the XCP. It's the ingredient that's inspired by the cone snails off the coast of Africa or Australia. This ingredient has an amazing benefit, and I'll get to it a little bit with the instant lifting serum, but just an incredible benefit to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. We'll have more information about it on the website, but that's what you need to know. The XCP and what it does for wrinkles, whey protein and what it does for fine lines and wrinkles, and then that stable derivative of vitamin A.
So let's talk about the experience. So who tried the moisturizers? Does anyone have a preference yet? Okay, so, you know, the hydrating moisturizer and the renewing one, you don't need a lot either. You know, just a little bit over a dime size amount. And another thing is any good product you don't need to use a lot of. That's the key of good skincare. You don't need a lot of it and lather it on all your face. It's going to do the exact same thing. You're going to see great results from it. Now, the hydrating one is one that I would not normally use because it's for dry to normal. But last week, you know, in the summer, and especially when we're in the sun, you feel a little bit more dehydrated. So I was using this as my daily for that week and a half in order to balance my skin there because I was losing a lot of, you know, water and being dehydrated. So I was using it. It's a beautiful feel, very lightweight, absolutely adore it, but I would lean towards the Renew one because that's going to really help with my oily skin and not be as oily. So with skincare, what we want as a result is to help balance our skin. That's why we have the different types, because you want to get as much as possible to balance it. So that's why you have the variety. Now, as far as the smell, I absolutely love lavender, so I'm so excited. Who loves the smell of this? So it's really the only product that has that scent, and who loves it? Love it, right? So the moisturizers, you have the 3 choices, which we're going to talk about in a second, but the night cream. So the night cream, love it. Anyone try this one? So night creams usually are very thick. Usually when you put it on, it feels like it's kind of caked on, even though you didn't use very much. And then when you're sleeping on your pillow, you feel like it's going to come all off on your pillow. And then the next morning, you actually feel that it's actually still there in a way. So this seeps into the skin within a couple of minutes. And you still feel it there, but it doesn't feel heavy. That's the beauty of this. And the next morning, honestly, and many people have been saying to me, your skin has been glowing. So they've been looking at me and like I feel interrogated for the last 3.5 weeks before all this, right? And it really did make my skin glow, and I really do love this night cream. Now, what I do also want to say with all of these products, cleansing, moisturizing, and even night cream, the mask, go into the neck. When you're putting it all over your face, also go into the neck. You know why? Because the back of the hand and the neck actually age, and you can actually see a difference of the aging. So a woman will usually just do her face, but sometimes you'll see that the neck starts aging and the back of the hands start aging. So always do your regimen, including your neck. I always do that, and I do that with my foundation. We talk about that, right? So you don't have a mask ring right here. So you always kind of go into the neckline. So you want to do that with your products too. Go right into there, and you'll have enough with even that small amount. So go to the next slide. So determining the moisturizers, you're going to ask your customers, again, the skin type. That's pretty easy. You're going to ask her, and she's going to basically tell you, or you're gonna ask those questions in order to determine that. Now, for Divine, it's still there, and that's great because you probably have customers who love the product still, and that's okay. If she still wants to go with Divine, that's okay. Now, I have had customers that have said to me they can't use a product with SPF. Who's had that? I've had many. So this is the product for them. Also, my mother had a cancer scare 5 years ago. She's fine now, but she actually has a medicated SPF product that she has to use. So for her to use a moisturizer with no SPF is fine, right? And then she puts a SPF 50 on top of that. So for her, she would probably use Divine, but she can use another SPF one too. So SPF 20 is fantastic. Who is loving this? We are going to do great with this, right? So night cream, another product that is for everyone. Okay, this is gonna help with the anti-aging. Night cream is very important. When we sleep and when we rest is when our body does all the great work. So that's when we want to have our skin clean and not go to bed with our makeup on and replenish our skin and putting that moisture back into the skin.
How about the serums? Okay, first off, Uplift Beauty Serum. Same formula, everything that you're familiar with Uplift, only difference is the packaging folded into the royalty line. You've seen it in the store, right? As far as the packaging? Great. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, what do you need to know about Uplift, right? It absorbs quickly, right? Sometimes we're a little fearful of what might look like an oil, but it absorbs quickly. The oil or the squalane that's in the formula, it actually mimics the natural oils of the body, so your body knows what to do with it, right? And it drinks it up and absorbs it readily. It really helps to hydrate the skin and reduce fine lines and appearance of fine lines. And it protects, right? It creates a barrier to protect from moisture loss. But the Instant Lifting Serum, this is the new one, right? This is the one that we're excited about. What do we need to know about Instant Lifting Serum? There's a number of things. The ingredient, the XAP, is the ingredient that's inspired from, again, from the cone snails off the coast of Australia. Now, the ingredient itself has phenomenal benefits of what it does. What it does to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. There's plenty of clinicals that have been done on the ingredient itself to prove out the efficacy, and we have it in the formula at the same level that the clinicals were performed. It has the ability in clinical to reduce the appearance of wrinkles within 2 hours. Now that's in clinical. In practice and at home and with your customers, it's quite possible that they will see it much quicker. In our experience, we could apply it and see the results within a matter of a few minutes, right? So it really has a dramatic and a quick impact on the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. And then it lasts for about 8 hours. Now there are some long-term benefits to it as well, but the purpose of the ingredient is for that immediate effect of reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Here's the reality. What Fiber Lashes did for Younique and for your business, because it was socially demonstrable. In fact, let me back up a little bit. When we develop products, we've got a couple of things that guide us back in corporate, right? It's our own internal philosophy. One is that the product or something about it needs to be innovative. We look for new ingredients, we look for new delivery methods, something to make the product innovative. And we make sure that the product is performance-based, right? It has to work. It has to do whatever we say it's going to do, whether it's a color cosmetic or skincare, right? So it has to perform. No fluff, right? It needs to be, the third piece that we're looking at is it needs to be socially demonstrable. It needs to support your business model, right? We are a digital company, and our products need to be able to be presented in a digital format, right? And then finally, it needs to be easy to use, right? Intuitive. A woman needs to feel smart and empowered when she's using the product, not confused about it. So the social demonstration, right? That aspect of the product. 3D fiber lashes, more than any product that we've had, showed us the power of demonstration, right? The before and after pictures, and I certainly don't need to tell you what it did, but the social demonstration was phenomenal. Liquid foundation did the exact same thing, right? We released that a year ago, and within a matter of days, you had blown through all of the inventory. Fun, right? Not so much. You saw the slide the other day, right? They put up the slide that liquid foundation is the #2 top selling product year to date. Fiber lashes is still #1. And I'm looking at the slide saying, yeah, but liquid foundation was off sale for January, February, and March. Right? So the product is doing phenomenally well. You guys are doing phenomenally well. I'm off on a tangent. Back to the presentation. What those two products have done for your business and the ability to demonstrate in a social environment, Instant Lifting Serum has every bit the same potential with skincare. It's that demonstrably capable. It's fantastic.
So for uplift, you know, before we were putting it underneath your eyes, but who was using it all over their face? Okay, so it's all of us, right? So now what I've been using this for is in the evenings, okay? So I put it on the evenings because when I'm doing it in the morning, if I was to put my makeup on, I just won't. Because I have oily skin, even though it's a non-oil oil, I'd rather do it at night, okay? Get the full effect of it. Now, the lifting, oh my God, who loves this? So good, right? Let's give a round of applause for that because it's amazing. And so, what I do is obviously put it on for my day. Now, all you need is 1 pump. You can do a pump and a half. 2 pumps is too much. So 1 pump when you get it, it is going to dry really, really quick. So what you want to do is put it all over the face, blot it, and then spread it out. It will soak up pretty quickly, like really quick. And I'm sure that you've noticed that, right? Did you notice that? Okay. Where did it go?
It was empty.
Okay. Okay. When you use it, this is what you're going to do. Okay? And you are going to see a difference. You know, we want to walk around like this. Right? Our face is tight, but you will feel that it is tightening the face. You will feel that, but it's not going to feel uncomfortable by any means. Okay? And your customers are absolutely going to love this. It's going to be great. So, serums are the cherry on top, okay, for your customers. When your customers are looking, and most of them will be saying, I want something for anti-aging, this is it. This is going to do wonders, okay, in regards to your business. So this is what you're going to be talking about in regards to the anti-aging. Let's talk about the daily. What are you going to do daily? How do you explain this to your customers? And we're going to go through this. So for daytime, okay, you would definitely use cleanser, okay, whatever cleanser it is. I would use the toner, the lifting, and then a moisturizer. That's 4 products, okay? Does it have to be all 4 products? No. Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But that would be my daily. And then for evening, what I would do is shine cloth to take off my makeup. Then I would use a cleanser. Then I would use uplift. And then I would use the night cream. I would use the mask twice a week. Now, when we're talking about this, okay, every customer needs to remove their makeup. They need to clean their skin, they need to treat it, and they need to moisturize it, hands down, okay? Now, your customers are going to complain because they're going to say, well, I don't have all day to do this. These products, even 4 products a day, is only going to take them less than 3 minutes. That's it, right? It's going to take less than 3 minutes, so do not fret about this. It's not going to be a huge deal in regards to it. Now, when we're talking about these products, can you go to the next slide? So, what you need to know is we are the information booth, okay? We should not be determining, okay, how much money she has in her wallet. Because I'll tell you this much, I did another direct sales company prior. I was there for only 3 months. I never did one party. I never did anything with the business. But the reason why I got intrigued by it is because they had a skincare line that had a lot of products in there. And the women that you think that would never purchase that much products, maybe $75, just maybe one product or whatever, actually bought $500 worth. You give them the information, tell them the benefits of how it's going to help them, tell them what the line is, okay? And let them determine what they need. They may tell you what the budget is. And if there's a budget, start basic. Cleanser, moisturizer. Okay? Everyone comfortable with that? Cleanser, moisturizer? Okay? And then if they want something for evening, now when you're going to tell them about this, they will not get overwhelmed if you're telling it to them in their benefit, how it's going to help them, okay? You're going to determine their skin type, you're going to do that little consult, and then you're just going to go with the paces. You're going to ask them open-ended questions all the time, too, okay? You want to do how, what, why. Not closed-ended questions, because they'll say yes or no all the time, okay? So you're going to find out exactly what her needs are, you're going to talk in her benefits, and you're going to give her the information and let her decide. If she wants that anti-aging, she's going to add that to it. She's just going to do that naturally. And even if she doesn't buy everything right now because she can't do that right now, that's okay. Write down the products that she was interested in and come back to her. It's okay. And that's part of our business anyways. People buy one or two products, fall in love with them, they're like, okay, what's next? Okay, give me more, right? And that is okay. She doesn't have to have 8 different products, it's okay. Okay? There will be people that will do not judge a book by its cover. Can we all agree on that? Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, cleanser, moisturizer is the basics. Ask what her daily regimen is, okay? And then ask those open-ended questions. This is sincerely the key of your business. It is a consultation. You want to know. You don't want to go off the bat and not ask those questions and give her those information because guess what? It goes in one ear and goes out the other. So, part of your homework, okay? I would love to just talk about, all this information is in your back office, okay? So you're gonna have these fact sheets, so educate yourself on it. Take the time in the next couple of weeks to look at everything, feel comfortable with it. Part of the education is trying the samples, right? So use these samples, work with them, and speak on your experience.